Live. Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started.
I love that introduction.
Having fun is half the work. It's like if you can insert a little bit of fun in your day, wake up and have a smile or two, I wake up with gratitude, Vicki, and it's just always encouraging to have a connection like this and have a conversation with people like you. So
yeah.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, whenever you're joining us on the live or the replay. Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we bring you some interesting people doing some interesting things. And today we have a pirate in the room, Vicki O'Neill, and we're going to be talking about whatever we want to talk about. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments, and I'd love to have Q&A here. Vicki's just an amazing person for marketing media. She has a podcast. So if you're not connected with Vicki, go connect with her. And Vicki, how are you today?
I am super fantastic, Russ. Thank you so much for asking.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Huh?
Exactly. There's somebody I used to work with, and whenever he's actually in Texas. And whenever I would talk to him, I was like, "Hey, Chris, how you doing?" He's like, "Vicki, I'm super fantastic." And every single time that was his response. I'm like, you know what? That's an awesome response.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red O'Laughlin always responds with something. My buddy in Texas, he goes something, and I have a tendency to say I'm better than average, and it's like I didn't wake up to be average. I'm better than average. I may not be super fantastic, but I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I'm feeling super fantastic. That's an honest answer.
That's an honest answer. I like that a lot. So. You're a lot of changes going on. I saw your live video. You were going live the other day, and you did some experiments with that. And I just applaud you for going out and doing these things and reaching out to new horizons. And so, how's the podcast and the live stream, and where are you going to take this, and what are your thoughts about this? Because I think right now, as we were talking before the show, it's like, this is what is taking place right now. This is a form of communication that we can use to actually develop conversations. And so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit today and get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Your observations.
Yeah. I'd actually talked to, do you know who Dr. Addison Zong is? I'm not sure if
I'm not sure that I do.
Okay. I'll have to introduce you to her.
Yeah.
She's just a superhuman. And her and I have always chatted like on Instagram or, wherever. And it was a year ago that I was telling her that I wanted to focus on my YouTube channel. And she was like, I do too. And so she's taken action on that and built her base because she's doing a lot of lives and different videos. And I'm looking now and I'm like, God, I've got like, under 50 subscribers. Not exactly showing the action and activity. Yeah. Thank you for being a subscriber. So I wanted to, being live and especially being on a camera where you know that nobody else is watching, and if somebody pokes their head in and they're like, oh, nobody else is here, and they get out, it's just like, that's okay. It was a mindset thing for me, and just understanding that I'm still providing something. It's being recorded, and by keeping those out there, then people can still have access to the content, even if they're not there with me live. And eventually people start saying, hey, I want to, show up live because I have questions I want to ask while she's there. So for me, it's just going completely out of my comfort zone, which I've done a lot of over the last year and a half, 2 years.
You have.
And every time it's a little frightful, but you know what? That's how we grow. So that's the reason why I've started doing that, just because I want to do more video and I want to be available to people if they do have questions. So I thought I'll do it on YouTube.
Well, I applaud you for that, and thank you for sharing your talent and all your gifts, because I think it's important. And I think this is my platform. I mean, this is like, I believe that people have things that they need to share, because even if you don't believe that it's necessary or important, or, a lot of people say, oh, everybody knows that. It's like, no, not everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And so you have to think about, what can I deliver? And it's just being yourself, really,
Yeah.
because people like to work with you,
Mhm.
it's like we kind of do similar things. However,
Yeah.
there are going to be people that would work with you versus me, and vice versa. It's like there's a plenty of opportunity out there.
Yeah, there is. And I think sometimes too, it's just a matter of, different people have different ways of not just, showing themselves, but also explaining things.
Yeah,
So, there's thousands of marketers out there, but who's focusing on different things and then who can deliver it in a way that it's going to resonate with a group of individuals. So that's really what I'm trying to do with doing the live videos and even just doing more videos in general,
yeah,
so that I can kind of show how I talk through different examples. And it's
mhm,
not like I go to a deeper level of marketing. So I'm not focused on the social media and, you know, putting content out on platforms. That's a piece of
yeah,
it. But mine's more strategic and understanding who your target audience is. So that whole persona development and knowing, who they are, and not just geographic or demographic, but also getting to the psychographic, piece of
yeah,
it, because people buy on emotion. And if you don't know what that emotion is that they're going through, whether it's, frustration or anxiety, or it could be panic because, if you're a plumber and or if you had a pipe burst and you need a
yeah.
plumber, that's different than putting an addition on your house,
Right,
and
right.
needing a plumber to help with, adding a new bathroom or whatever.
One's
So
a planned event and one is an unplanned event.
exactly. So that's, you're still needing a plumber, but
Mhm.
the need is different. So understanding that and then delivering content in the places where they're most likely going to look is what's key for attracting and going through that whole know, like, and trust factor process.
Well, and I think a lot of people confuse branding compared to marketing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of companies that, myself included, need to spend more time marketing. It's like, why would you want to buy this product for your business or your future
Mhm.
versus, hey, I just want to make you feel good about what I'm doing. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. It's a great message. However, it's not marketing. It's more of a branding element than anything. And so, whereas the Pirate Syndicate, I need to really push more on the marketing piece of the puzzle. It's like, hey, this is a tool to build your business and your sales. This is something to build authority and your visibility. And I think video is one of the most impactful tools you can use to build authority and visibility in the market.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
if
I think
people,
it's because you're putting everything out there. You're showing your face. Well, most of the time, if not, you're talking so they can hear your voice and they can hear the authenticity that's coming through in it, and also the level of expertise. And, depending on if you're explaining something or just sharing something, it goes to show like your processing of information and how much information you're willing to, put out there. Are you kind of
yeah,
holding back? Or are you like putting it all out on the table and saying, I'm here to help you, I'm sharing what I know, it's
yeah,
here for you to use. If you need my help, I'm here.
yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of, do you see a lot of people that are migrating toward I'm going to give as much away as possible, like Neil Patel in the marketing space? He gives away a lot of information,
A lot, yeah.
and it still affords him the opportunity to have conversation with companies that want to, hey, I don't
Mhm.
want to do it. It sounds like you know what you're doing. Will you just do it for me? And that's
Yeah.
kind of the short story of the equation. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts about that, and how has that impacted your business in your kind of positioning in the market?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of those 2 things. So, by putting information out there for people to have access to, so, like, basically doing a dump of what I know and just providing it to people,
Mhm.
then those people who have either the resources or the know-how or just kinda, like, needed, some thought triggers to figure out what their next step was, and they can do it themselves, I'm fine with that. They can,
Yeah.
that's going to help them in their business and they've got what they need to take that next step, that I'm glad that I was able to help them. It's also
Absolutely.
there to show people that, hey, here's what's available. But if you don't have the resources or you really don't know how to do it, but this is what you need to do, then I'm here to help you. So I
Yeah.
just want to be able to provide, what I can do, and then leave it up to them to make that decision on whether they want to, use my help or do it themselves.
Yeah. Those that want to do it themselves, hats off to you, because
Exactly.
I know how much time and effort it takes to really
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because I think putting yourself out there, Vicki, I mean, like you have with your podcast and going live,
Mhm.
it changes the people that you're having a conversation with, and it helps you build a relationship with others. And like all of my business is relationship based.
Mhm.
It's like a lot of people have no idea what I do. It's like,
Need
and
to hear more.
yeah, look, it's funny, but I mean, there's still people that have no idea what I do, and it's like, well, if you've followed me, you might know, but I
Yeah,
don't know, right?
exactly. I
And
think
it's
it's
just,
like
I just think it changes the conversation. That's all.
yeah, it does. And I've actually talked about this. I think it was 2 episodes ago on my podcast. I've changed the format a little bit to be more, I think, relevant, relatable to people. So it's, shorter episodes. I'm doing a
Mhm.
lot more solo episodes that are more education and talking about different topics.
Yeah.
And the one, I think it was 2 weeks ago that I released it, and it was talking about, trying something new.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to do the live stream. So I was like, I think I could do a podcast episode on this too, and just talk about the importance of being uncomfortable and making yourself vulnerable, which no one likes to be vulnerable. Let's
No.
be honest.
Let's be honest.
Let's just be honest. And
Let's just drop it on the floor here.
let's just put it out there. So, but I do know, and if you think about it, when you have tried something new, and
Uh-huh.
you have that fear of, I don't know what to expect. In fact, I watched a video, and it was from uh, who was it that was on your show yesterday? Um,
Chaz.
Chaz.
Yeah.
So in the comments, he had said, Vicki, you should watch this video by Mel Robbins. It was her 5-second
Oh, the
rule.
5-second rule. Yeah.
I watched that and it was very interesting because again, it's the whole psychology of making decisions.
Yeah.
And when you are vulnerable and you decide to take that step and actually do something like I did with the live video, there's always this fear of, no one's going to show up. Something's going to happen with technology. And once I realized that those things could happen, I'm like, you know what? If it happens, I didn't do it on purpose.
Uh-huh.
I'll figure out a workworkaround.
Yeah.
And I failed. Last week when I did that live video on YouTube, I had scheduled it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what I was doing. I scheduled it. It looked like it was there.
Uh-huh.
I was just in the wrong place to make it go live. So I ended up
Yeah.
having to, make sure I was following through with going live. So I had to create a live video on the fly. And I'm like, what happened to the one that I had? I'm like, oh
Oh,
my God. So
and
it was that thing where I was just like, I'm keeping this out here because it
keep
shows that
keep it.
I did something, I followed through with it. It's
Yeah.
okay if you fail. And I'm going to go live again today at noon. And I think I have it figured out how it actually works.
That's fantastic.
So we'll see.
Well, I applaud your effort, because here's a little secret that I'm going to let everyone know about, is that you don't learn something by thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's just like riding a bike. You can read a book about riding a bike, but until you get on the bike and you start rolling down the hill
Yeah.
and finding your balance and falling down and getting back up and trying it again, you have an opportunity to learn the process. And as you learn this process, it's like an instrument, any instrument. You learn how to play a guitar or piano or violin or trumpet.
Mhm.
It takes a while before people like, could you not play that anymore? and it's the same process. And it's just like, just keep practicing, because ultimately what you're doing is for the greater good.
Yeah.
and you put it out there and we can actually generate some content, and it's like, oh, I have failed more times than most people try, and it's only because of that I have this accumulation of information that allows me to do something and make it look a little less complicated,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So
It's
we have to share those experiences though,
Yeah,
and show that you didn't get to where you are today doing this video with StreamYard and, everything around here and having your introductory, message and music, and that's evolved over time. And
yeah,
we can see that progress. People have been following you for such, from the beginning.
yeah,
It continues to evolve because maybe you figured out a new thing that you could do with StreamYard, or you saw somebody else do it and you're like, hey, I'm going to try that out and see what
yeah,
happens. And
yeah,
it's just, you wouldn't be here today with this, live stream if you hadn't taken that first step. And then
exactly.
once you do take that step, it's that whole like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I can totally do this. Even after I failed, I'm like, that's all right. I'm going to do it again. I'll put myself out there again. It's okay. So we'll see what happens.
And look at this. We have people from Sherry Lolly. Good morning. Hey, that's awesome. And we have somebody, I'm not sure, JD, is it?
Oh, on YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And here we have somebody from Periscope,
Angie.
Angie. Thank you so much for being here. And it's amazing to me, and I would love to be able to bring in LinkedIn comments here. So
I
it's
know, wouldn't that be nice? I wonder when they're gonna do that.
I don't know. I really would love to see that happen. But anyway, on LinkedIn, we have Claudette Tapas Das. How you doing? It's Jeff Young is here. Greetings
Hey,
to my
Jeff.
favorite pirates. Jeff, how are you doing? Wendy, it's always a good day. And Jason, always say, I'm better than I deserve. I like that. I like that.
I like
Kenyatta Turner's in the room. Happy day.
that.
I'm ready for take 2 of Vicki's live. Thank you so
Who
much.
said that?
And Fred Costa's here, and it's Arcott's here, and Sherry Darden. Thank you. The fail created the way to do it and do it differently. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenyatta loves Mel Robbins as well. So,
Yeah.
there's so many things that we have. And thank you everyone for being here. And if you have questions, I'll try to catch the questions because the timing is off always. So it's not always easy to catch the questions in LinkedIn. And so going down this path, Vicki, and creating videos. So now go subscribe to Vicki's channel so you can catch the live videos that she's producing now.
Yeah, it's just Vicki O'Neill, same as it is on LinkedIn. So easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's really easy to be able to, from a technology perspective, it's a little tricky, but not impossible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you can actually continue to put it out there and continue to grow and put information out there, and I know there's a lot of, there's a lot that goes into creating a live stream,
Mm-hmm.
and then returning and making comments and coming back and responding to comments and things like that. And on YouTube, there's the thumbnails, there's the tags, there's the keywords, and all of these things. You could spend all day on a YouTube video
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and working on your channel. So what is your longer term goal? Are you going to be doing shows every week or you're?
Yeah, that's my goal, is to do at least one live show a week. And I may eventually, it depends. I don't want to commit to it yet, but I'll probably end up uploading a video a week too. So, and it'll just be short, something educational or something, maybe I think people need to know about, or if somebody's requested it. Today, I'm going to talk about like the consumer buying process as it relates to know, like, and trust. So I'm going to put that out there. I don't want them to be real long. Like, I don't want them to be hour-long sessions at all. I'm thinking like 20 minutes, because if it's going to be recorded and other people go back to watch it, I don't want it to be like super long.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the ideal length is. I see a lot of videos that are, around 10 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do my 2-minute tips. So I got, I don't know, a couple hundred of those out there.
You should
And
do that again.
I should do that again. And I think, and I also need to start creating some content for the Facebook, the pirate group, the private pirate group. And I thought about
Mhm.
that this morning as I was getting up. It's like, I don't know why because it's so I could turn the camera on and do this, it's like,
Yeah.
for me, it's not, I just start talking and it's just like,
You can actually use your old 2-minute videos as like your introduction back into it and just repurpose those and then,
yeah,
find a good takeoff spot or, something that you can expand on and then just keep it going
yeah,
from there with new
yeah.
content. Yeah.
Or I could do maybe an older one and a newer one and rebrand it and
Yeah.
something creative. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to get in the pirate group and brainstorm that. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and I
You're
think
too.
the bigger value, and I think you know this as well as anyone, is just being, just be consistent. Pick something that you're comfortable doing,
Mhm.
so you have the attitude of I get to do this
Yeah.
rather than I have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to go do marketing now, or I have to do content creation now. It's like,
Mhm.
no, you get to do this.
Yeah.
And it's a different mindset. And I think it's a more productive mindset that we
Yeah.
can actually kind of wrap our arms around. And so,
Yeah, I think you have to enjoy what you're doing too. So, if you're saying I have to go do my marketing, maybe that's not for you. So set a goal and say, okay, in my business, when I hit this benchmark, then
mhm,
I'm going to look at, hiring, one person to either create content or create a marketing plan for me or something so that
yeah,
you can offset that. And when you set smaller goals like that, it seems more realistic and more achievable.
uh-huh,
And then you're like, you're trying to get to something. And it's just helpful, when you can set goals like that and then, create a plan on how you're going to make that happen and then follow through with it. You'll see your business grow.
yeah. I really believe, and it's ironic. It's totally ironic that, for years I've been doing, web development, marketing, media, content creation, radio, broadcasting, creating shows, podcasting, all of these things. And it really, all of my skill set in technology and media has allowed me to kind of create this platform, 'cause
Mhm,
all of the technology that's finally here. 5 years ago, I had an organization called Future Media Association, and I used
mhm.
to teach people on how to go live. And I actually broadcast all the high school varsity sports in the community, and I would stream it from a web-based, actually Spreaker, the same
Mhm.
tool I use for my podcast, and I would stream live on Spreaker, and then I would play the feed at the radio station and run it into a circuit that would go out to the tower and broadcast it over AM radio.
Oh, wow.
And so I had broadcasters, college students that loved broadcasting and the sports, and they would have the headphones out, and I was using an iPad and an audio interface and headphones, and they were calling the games out on AM radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was amazing, opportunity to broadcast these things, and that's the whole idea is like, you don't need to be FCC. You don't need to have a permission, you can broadcast, and it's like, I applaud you, and I get excited about this thing.
Mhm.
And I watch you and that's why I was so excited about your YouTube videos. Like, yes, you got this going, 'cause you're so talented and you have so much information that you can share. And I would love to see more of it come out and,
Oh, thank you. I'm working on it. You're
I know.
inspiring me to do that as well because I can see that you can do this, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm sure Russ was not comfortable when he first started out and turned on that camera, and he knew he was live, and, if you were going by yourself, you didn't know if anybody was gonna show up, and it's just, you have to try it, and see what happens. If it doesn't work, then stop doing it. That's okay too."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so let's talk a little bit as we wrap up here. I wanna talk a little bit about the biggest challenges you see in the marketing and media world right now with people. There are people out there that are still kind of transitioning from scarcity mode, like panic,
Mhm.
I got to buy my toilet paper kind of people, and making sure that I have everything I need.
Mhm.
I feel secure, to now people are starting to venture out into I know I need to do something different now.
Mhm.
I know I have to start thinking about the new normal, whatever that looks like. We don't
Yeah.
know what it looks like. We don't know what it is. However, I think right now we still have to continue to market our business. We still have to pursue business as a whole any
Yeah.
way we can. I mean, there's a lot of people that are not, they're currently unemployed, they're off, and you know, right now is an opportunity to learn something new, do something different, and really see a new opportunity. So, how can we help people through that process and plant some seeds that they can actually use to find their future, I guess?
Yeah, I think it depends on the person and, like, what situation they're in, because if someone's lost their job, they're in a
Mhm.
completely different mindset right now of, "How am I gonna pay my bills?"
Yeah.
And they may have more time right now, but the emotional state that they're in to even, like, make sure that, they're meeting their ends, their financial
Yeah.
commitments is, top priority. So I'm glad that there's options for them to, whether it's unemployment or, these checks that are gonna be, mailed out in the US for everybody. Um, I think that helps and gives them some peace of mind. So, there's different subsets of people, and depending on the situation they're in, if there's people who still have their jobs, but they're finding that they have more time at home. So
Mhm.
that's not the parents with small children who were working in offices, kids were going to school, and now all of them are, in a house. Those are the people who don't have time right now.
Yeah.
They're still trying to figure it out because now they're, having to homeschool. And you're kind of like subsetting a group of people. So those people who actually do have more time on their hands, they do need to continue marketing, but the message needs to change. So that's the thing that a lot of people didn't realize at the beginning, and I think most people have migrated to that now, is that you can continue to market your brand, but you need to do so with a sympathetic or empathetic message.
Mm.
We understand that, your life has changed or that your work has changed, your environment has changed, and look at the solutions that you provide and look at how you can help those people, and let them know, if you're doing something for free, then let them know that you can help them for free. But then
Yeah.
also the timestamp associated with it, and during this time, or we don't know when it's going to stop. So at least show that you're trying to help, you're trying to continue, helping your business at the same time, and just communicating in general to use your resources
Yeah.
to, help others, and just try and keep all, we keep saying that we're going to do this together. Well, the only way we can do it together is if we're doing it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, and I really feel that, like you said, people are in different places right now.
Mhm.
Like, my heart goes out to the people, the wait staff in restaurants, the local restaurants, and, um, some of those things, some of
Mhm.
those locations and facilities may not ever come back, and it's hard to realize that that's the case,
Yeah.
and my thought process in that is that, okay, there are people that are going to have to they're gonna be forced to acquire new skills and do something else.
Yeah.
And, if we can provide them with some ideas or some visibility or, something of
Mhm.
hope down
Mhm.
the road that they can do or maybe accomplish in their life, it would be, if we can put that out there and just plant that seed, allow
Mhm.
people to see a different outcome, it would be at
Yeah.
least hope. There'd be
I
some
think
hope
that
there.
this has happened, and we've all been forced into the situation of working from home and reevaluating our situation, whatever that is. Now,
Yeah,
hasn't changed a whole lot for me because I work from home and my kids are in
right.
college. So I'm not in the same situation as some other people. But, if this is to become our new normal, then what does that look like? And with the extra time I have, what have I always said I want to do? I want to start. And
Mhm.
this is a great opportunity to take that extra time and invest in researching, if you want to go back to school, I mean, you can't go to school. They're all online. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Find out what schools are offering. One of the local private universities I saw yesterday online that they have cut their per hour credit in half for the summer courses.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's still crazy high, but at least they're trying to help out, and they, set the time frame of when they're going to do it for. Who wanted to go back to school, if they wanted to go to that university, now they can go at, half the per credit hour fee that they were charging before. So just use the time to, Google is a great resource for researching anything. And
Yeah.
then on certain platforms, LinkedIn is full of experts, including everyone here and, all the pirates that are part of your group, your network.
The pirate community here.
Yeah, I mean, your community is full of people from all different backgrounds and levels of expertise in different areas. So, I mean, that's a great place to start, is just to go back through your guest list and say, okay, if I want to, find somebody who's, in sales, B2B sales, yesterday, then, go to his information, watch the video, and then go check out what he provides on LinkedIn, which Chaz does a great job with videos.
Yeah.
So there's resources there, and just find a starting place that you can start that process and then just follow through with it there. There's people help. If you just ask for help and say, I need to find someone who focuses in on
how much help is available to people that are willing to put themselves out there and say, hey, I need some help.
Yes.
Ask for help. And I've always been one that hesitates on that. And I found that there are a lot of people reaching out and saying, how can I help you? And it's like, I'm good. Thank you very much. And it's like, no, help, allow them to help you, because what it does is two things. It allows them to learn a skill by working with you, and it allows you to share your knowledge and share that experience that you have with someone else, so you can actually, so you don't run out of abundance. We can continue to share this information. It's like,
exactly. Video is a great way to do it too, because you can reach the masses.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, Vicki, I am so excited that you're on video, and I love your podcast, and I love your content and what you're doing. And if you're not connected with Vicki, get on LinkedIn. Tell her Russ sent you. Just send a personalized message, and then go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Help her grow. Get that. Now, are you connected with Rob Balasabas?
I think I am on LinkedIn. I'm not on YouTube.
Buddy, he's on TubeBuddy. We got a show coming up. He's actually been on the show, and so it's really, there's a lot of resources out there that you can learn so much, and just start. Just
take that step.
Take a step. And here's the secret sauce: is if you try something and you find you don't really like what it is, you could do something else.
Exactly. Just make the decision within 5 seconds, or else your body and your mind's going to make the decision for you.
What Mel said, right?
Yeah, that's what she said. Go watch the video. 5-second rule.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Vicki. As always, kindness is cool and smiles are free. And you enjoy the day.
Thank you for having me, Russ. It's been a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
You too.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.